Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's everything going with your work or projects?
Mm, this time I want to talk to you some patients or stories. Some stories of my patients. Don't interrupt me each time until my uh, complete my words.
Of course, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Do you know ultrasound?
Yes, autosound is a feature often associated with certain medical ultrasound devices. It refers to automated functions or settings that help adjust the machine's parameters, making it easier to obtain accurate images without needing manual adjustments. This can speed up procedures and ensure consistency, especially for busy clinicians. Are you referring to a specific autosound feature or perhaps a device you've worked with?
Ultrasound is a good medical machine to help the doctor. I will tell a story and about ultrasound. And do you know the endoscopic method to placement the feeding tube?
I completely agree that ultrasound is a valuable tool for doctors, especially in guiding procedures like feeding tube placement. The endoscopic method is another great way to place a feeding tube, where a flexible tube with a camera is used to guide the placement of the feeding tube into the stomach. Feel free to share your story about ultrasound. I'm ready to listen.
First, I ask you some question. Do you know CT or X-ray?
Yes, I'm familiar with both CT, computed tomography, and X-ray. CT uses a series of X-ray images taken from different angles to create cross-sectional images of the body, providing more detailed information than a standard X-ray. X-ray, on the other hand, is a quicker and simpler imaging technique that's often used to check for things like fractures, infections, or lung conditions. Do you use them in conjunction with ultrasound, or were you thinking of how they compare in some way?
Yes, I use ultrasound in my story. This is about one of my patient story. She is about 86 years old woman, and she had stroke and pneumonia. She get the nutrition only from the feeding tube, but accidentally, and the tube is out of his body. He can't get nutrition and drugs from this tube. So her daughters were very anxious. They went to the hospital. The doctor used endoscopic method to place the feeding tube, but it failed.
That sounds like a challenging situation. It's always tough when something unexpected happens, especially with older patients who are already dealing with serious conditions like stroke and pneumonia. So the
Yes,
doctor used the endoscopic method to place the feeding tube back, right? It must have provided some relief for the family, knowing that,
yes,
sorry, I'm having issues right now.
yes, I agree with you. But don't interrupt me until I finish my words. And ultrasound is very safe and no harm. It's very convenient to guide the placement of the feeding tube. Uh, they failed in the hospital, then returned home. They worried very much. So their friend told the family I can do it. So they contacted me. Then I went to the patient home quickly. It's a long way, about several, about 20 kilometers. I took a taxi about 1.5 hours. I placed the feeding tube with ultrasound very successfully. they are very curious and they are very happy. I place the feeding tube in 2 minutes. It's very quick, so they are very happy. I finish. You can talk something about this.
Yes, I heard your story. You were talking about an 86-year-old woman who had a stroke and pneumonia. She was relying on a feeding tube for nutrition, but the tube accidentally came out, causing a lot of anxiety for her daughters. The doctor then used the endoscopic method to place the feeding tube back in. If you're about to share more or go deeper into the story, I'm all ears.
Oh yes, the endoscopic method failed. They have no way to do it. So they are worried very much. So they asked me to help them.
I see. So the endoscopic method didn't work, and the family was really worried about the situation. That must have been quite stressful for everyone involved. It's great that they turned to you for help. How did you approach the situation? Did you use ultrasound to guide the feeding tube placement?
Yes, you are wonderful, and I placed this feeding tube use ultrasound successfully. In 2 minutes, I finished. No harm, no harm the patient. It's very comfortable.
That's amazing. You were able to place the feeding tube quickly and safely using ultrasound, and the patient experienced no harm. It must have been such a relief for both the patient and her family. Ultrasound really makes it in these situations, offering a safer, less invasive way to manage such procedures. How did the family react after everything was done?
They are very happy, and now they are my good friends.
That's wonderful to hear. It must feel so rewarding to not only help the patient, but also build such a strong bond with the family. It's moments like these that make the hard work worth it. I bet they really appreciate your expertise and care. Do you often get to use ultrasound in similar situations?
Yes, I have a lot of patients, about more 300 patients.
That's incredible. Over 300 patients is a huge number, and it really shows how effective ultrasound can be in guiding procedures like feeding tube placement. Your experience must be invaluable in helping so many people. Do you find that the more you use it, the more confident you become in handling these kinds of cases?
Yes, ultrasound method is very useful. Unlike a CT scan or X-ray, they are very convenient. They would make the diagnosing patients so much easier, especially in remote areas or emergency situations. It's amazing.
Absolutely, you're right. Ultrasound is so much more convenient, portable, and real-time compared to CT scans or X-rays. It's especially helpful in remote areas or during emergencies when you don't have access to larger machines. Plus, it's non-invasive and doesn't expose patients to radiation, which is a huge advantage. You're making a real difference by promoting its use in these situations. Have you been able to share your ultrasound techniques with other doctors in your area?
Yes, I teach a lot of doctors. Most of my friends doctors, they learn these skills with me in several hospitals in Shanghai city. Apart from Shanghai, I will teach them. The doctor share my skills with the doctors in other city in the country. Apart from China, I also share the skills with other countries. For example, Italy and Holland and France and America. I have some friends in Italy. I told the skills to them. They are very happy. They say wonderful.
That's fantastic. You're not only improving healthcare in your own city, but also spreading these valuable skills globally. It must be incredibly rewarding to see doctors from different countries appreciate and implement the techniques you've shared. Do you find that different countries have unique approaches to ultrasound, or is there a lot of common ground in how it's used?
Some country, some doctors grasp the ultrasound very good, very well, and some doctor in the poor country they uh, didn't grasp the the skills very well. So I think it's worth it to share with them.
It makes sense. In wealthier countries, doctors may have more access to ultrasound training and technology, which helps them grasp the skills quickly. In less resourced areas, though, there can be gaps, even though ultrasound could make such a huge difference there. It's really admirable that you're taking the time to share your expertise with those who need it most. Have you encountered any particular challenges when teaching in areas with fewer resources?
The most difficulty is they have no ultrasound skills, and second, they have few ultrasound.
That must be challenging, especially when there's a lack of both skills and equipment. Teaching the basics of ultrasound to doctors without much access to devices can be a tough start, but it sounds like you're still making a big impact. Have you thought about ways to overcome these challenges, like using portable ultrasound devices or offering training with limited equipment?
Yes, I agree with you. The portable ultrasound machine is cheap, and maybe uh, most of the doctor can have the portable ultrasound machine. I can share the skills of the feeding tube placement with them.
Portable ultrasound devices are a game changer, especially in areas with limited resources. They're much more affordable and accessible, and they can make a huge difference in patient care. If more doctors can get their hands on these devices, it would be so much easier for them to learn and use ultrasound for procedures like feeding tube placement. It's
Yeah,
great that you're thinking about how to make this more widely available. Do you help doctors get access to portable devices, or do you focus more on the training side?
yes, I uh, give a lot of lesson to help them, and I agree with you. Maybe portable ultrasound machine is a game changer. Unlike CT scan or X-ray, is convenient. It's very convenient. It's no harm. It's comfortable. Maybe in the future, every doctor can use it to place the feeding tube. Uh, it can change the game.
It's great that you're spreading the knowledge and helping so many doctors. With portable ultrasound becoming more common, it really does seem like the future of healthcare could change. The convenience, safety, and comfort of ultrasound are hard to beat. I'm sure your efforts will lead to even more doctors using it to improve patient care worldwide.
Yes, I agree with you. Thank you very much. I will go to the hospital to help my patient. See you next time.
You're very welcome. It's truly inspiring to hear about the work you're doing. Best of luck with your patients today, and I look forward to hearing more of your stories whenever you're ready. Take care.